Do you want to learn something? Well, you've come to the wrong show, because this is the after show. You might forget things. Welcome to I Don't Know About That After Show. With Jim Jones. All right, welcome to the Patreon. We are here. We have special guests with us this evening. Mr. Todd Glass.
Hi.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Hey. It's fun to be out doing a podcast.
Well, you weren't going to do the podcast. You were downstairs setting up for your show tonight, and we roped you into coming up. We also have in the room Kelly's mother.
Kelly's mom.
Kelly's mom. Also, she's a mother of other children as well, not just
I'm
Kelly.
the most important.
Yeah. Who's your favorite? And what did you tell me? I don't remember.
Yeah. Well, I did ask her one time. I said, if you could go back in time and abort one of us, who would you abort? And she said, I wouldn't have had kids. So.
Yeah. And if that's
what
true,
my mom said.
if I had me time over, but I look at it like this, I'm here now.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I'm here now. I might as well do the right thing
What
by
if you
these
said,
things.
yeah, I wouldn't have had a mom?
Oh,
like that. I would have
damn.
born a tube. I wouldn't have had to look at you.
Yeah, I would have done something that would have killed you at birth.
Yeah.
Yeah, you come out victorious, but the mom dies.
No, one of those car accidents where the mom dies, but they save the baby.
Oh.
That's what I would have done.
That's the dream.
You think you can insult me by saying you wouldn't have kids? Do you have kids, Jim? You have two
I have
kids.
two. I just had one. I got a little baby, a 6-month-old baby at home called Charlie. And that's going all right.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
You might be offended, but because if you do it, you'll be like, of course I do. Do you change diaper?
I do, yeah.
Is it as bad as you thought it would be?
No, I'm all right with it. Look, wiping my ass is far more traumatic than wiping a baby's ass.
Charlie's ass doesn't bleed.
Yeah, I don't have to push his asshole back into his body each time. You know what I mean?
That was a good time to remind us our sponsors, Tushy
Oh.
2.0.
Rachel's
I
brownie.
don't even need toilet paper.
Yeah, no,
Just put it on there.
I do all that. I'm pretty hands-on father. I'm a good dad. But you know, if I didn't have to do it, yeah, you're right. You know, you look back and you go, why does anyone do it? But then once you're a parent, you go, we must find others. And you go to dinner parties and you go this, when are you two having kids? Oh, it's going to enrich your life.
I know.
Your heart will get bigger and bigger
I'm
with
convinced
love.
that people who have kids, it's like, it's the greatest gift. I'm like, well, you have to say that because you're already in it. There's no super late term
Right.
abortion
I'll
for a
tell you,
35-year-old.
If you want to have kids, this is what it is, right? Okay. You know how much you worry about yourself
Mhm.
and how
Not
your
at
life's
all.
going to turn out?
Yeah.
And if everything's going to be okay, well, double that because you've got another person you care about more than you,
Mhm.
right? So you worry about them, that you worry about their social life. Are they getting along with people? Are they doing well at school? Will they find a purpose? All this type of stuff. My purpose, I'm like, yeah, could go well, could go bad. I care less about myself than I do my kids. And it's so if you want a thing to worry about, but it does take some of your worries away because you're just worrying about them so much.
Yeah.
I used to be much more internal in my head, like, oh, this, that. It's like,
Do you know what I realized? I, without getting into the details of it, shed a lot of shit that gave me anxiety in my life.
Mm.
You know, like a house up in Lake Arrowhead. I thought I liked it. Get rid of that. And a lot of things like that. Just got rid of shit in my life. And I did a lot. And I organized the fuck out of my life. And now I worry about things that don't matter.
yeah.
And I told my sister-in-law that. She goes, you know, it's funny because when the kids were growing up, we had a lot of financial problems.
Mm.
And my friend told me, she goes, but they're wealthy, really wealthy. She goes, I worry about my kids getting kidnapped. And she goes, see, that's what happens when you don't have anything to really worry about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She goes, I don't worry about my kids getting kidnapped. I worry where I'm going to get money for the school. And that's me now. I lay in bed at night and I'm not kidding around. My house was built in 1930, but like most people that live in LA, and I'm not kidding. I think my house is going to collapse.
Yeah.
One day, like the deck will pull away. And I go, this isn't
It will
realistic.
though in LA. It will one
Well,
day.
without an earthquake.
But that is what I believe that I have the same amount of worry in my life all the time. It just shifts to things that are important.
Topics, yeah.
You know,
I know,
because I
right?
have worries in my life right now, but if a family member was to get very sick, all those worries would go away because then I would be focused on that. And then once that goes away, I go back to these default things that I worry about all the time. It's a fucking pain in the neck being human, man.
That's why sometimes, like on Instagram or TikTok, some sad story, it is sad, but it also lightens your load because you're like, you'll see some story, you're like, okay, stop. And
Yeah.
sometimes it doesn't always work. Sometimes it does work.
I was doing it with my wife when she was like, because my wife right now is in Hawaii with the baby, right? And she's with her parents, have gone on holiday in Hawaii. So the grandparents want to spend some time with the baby. So they're taking the wife and the kid to Hawaii for 10 days, right? So I've had the house to myself for the first time in years. Anyway, so my wife this was the first time she flew with Charlie. And she's just like this, you don't know what it's like. And I said, I have another kid. I said, I've
done this before.
I toured around the world with the other child. And she goes, oh, and the lady was very pushy on the plane and the people with the stroller, it was hard. And she went on. And then I'm as she's saying this, I'm watching women with babies getting rejected from trains in the Ukraine.
Right, yeah.
And I'm just like, we're all traveling hard.
Oh, first class to Hawaii was tough for you, babe? Okay.
I couldn't do it. I'm too. I couldn't. I'm too.
I'm not having a kid.
I don't want
being
kids,
an old
yeah.
dad it's more noticeable now because I start thinking to myself like, fuck, I could like my cricket hero died the other day, 52, Shane Warne, right? And they had the autopsy now and it's come back that he had no drugs in his system, nothing, just heart attack and fucking died. Our friend Bob Saget just fell over, hurt his head and fucking died. And when you have kids, it's not okay to die. You're not allowed.
Mm-hmm.
You're not allowed to be that fucking person where your kid dies and has to go to school and has to carry that for the rest of their life. And so 45, I have a kid. I'm like, fuck me. I really, to be just even a good guy, I have to live to fucking 63 now.
Yeah.
So he's 18. That's the minimum I'm allowed to die at. Minimum.
You smoke
I
cigarettes?
do everything wrong. But I'm incidentally, I'm a year sober today.
Yeah.
Today,
Oh,
I'm a year
congratulations.
sober. I was going to
It's
mention
a year today?
A year today. I haven't had an alcoholic beverage in a year.
Good for you.
I'm thinking about posting it, but I never post about my personal life really. I just post about comedy, what gigs I'm doing, or something that I like watching, or something like that. But I never get into the nitty gritties of my
Yeah,
personal
but
life.
with you, people, some of your fans will shit on you for that.
They'll
because
shit
they're
on
like,
me.
You don't drink anymore, you little piece of shit.
But also
My
now,
life is built around that.
now, I only give my opinions on things on this podcast and on stage. And if I go on other podcasts, it's podcasts about the fucking Bachelor.
I've been trying to do the same thing. Every time I get in the car, I go, what the fuck did you have to bring up? What are you leading the interview with this shit? I'm going to talk about my podcast. Okay, go somewhere else. Just have a good time, Todd. Don't fucking get,
Yeah, there you go. I come and do my podcast. Oh, it's a good laugh and all that type of stuff. So, when you were young, no, I don't want to talk about this shit.
Well, I
just wanna-
assume for probably both of you guys, anytime you go on a podcast, they want to know what your thoughts are on cancel culture and like what you
Cancel
can't joke about anymore.
You'll just ask me about what do you think about trans pronouns?
Can you give me 30 seconds on it? And now you can clock it. Here's my new answer.
Yeah.
Even if you believe it's real, you should treat it like airline peanuts. You shouldn't drop that joke about, airline peanuts are small out of your act because it's not true. It is true. They are small just because it's been talked about enough.
Yeah.
So even if you believe it's true, someone go, I notice you believe in cancel culture. You're tired of it, but you never talk about it. Yeah, everybody fucking talks about it. It's hack at this point. That's why
it's so hack.
it's like, even if you think, and I don't think it
I got
exists.
a big bit on it.
You do? Oh shit! You said he didn't when I came in here.
It must be new. I don't know.
Yeah, and I had
You
a-
said you.
No, I have a small bit on it. Not a big.
I had a fun game we were going to play. It was
See,
about the
it's a great
Ukraine,
closer.
but I guess we're not going to do that
I'm
now.
playing a
so-
game about the Ukraine.
I'm kidding. I don't have that. I
Who
just-
deserves to be let on the train?
It's called Ukraine, I crane.
We all
Real
scream
crane.
for Ukraine.
By the way, a joke is different than talking about it on a podcast.
No.
At least using comedy to.
I'm not. Oh yeah, but it's like I got asked to be on. I got asked to be on Bill Maher's podcast the other day, and I'm still thinking about it. I like Bill, and I've done his TV show, but after what happened on the Jim Jeffries show, and all the people writing shit about you every time you have an opinion or whatever, I don't know if I'm up for it at my age. I'm just like, yeah. If you ask me a question about any group of people in our society, we're all great.
Yeah.
That's my answer. Everything's great. Because if I answer wrong, I'm in trouble or,
Then you go to a party.
I get in trouble being asked about, so this is happening in Australia. And then I give my opinion because I'm the Australian. I haven't lived in the country for 20 fucking years. Right? So everyone's going, do you think they've gone too hard on the COVID there? When I was there, it felt like they were doing the right thing. Everyone seemed happy, and then they got the protests in the street and all that sort of stuff. And I go, well, it could be bullshit.
Also, why
'Cause
do
it
you
didn't- it
need to
didn't
have
feel
an
like-
opinion on it? Who
didn't-
cares?
Because I'm Australian and I am the ambassador of information. Sometimes I go on Australian TV and they make me talk about what's going on in Hollywood. And they cross to me as a Hollywood expert. And they make me go up to some studio and they just put the holiday sign superimposed behind me. Like I'm meant to be going, oh, fucking Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie are having trouble. I don't fucking know. I don't know anything.
Brad doesn't even respond to my texts.
He does sometimes.
I always get Angelina Jolie. Who's the other one like has a name like her, but she died?
August Ames.
No.
And Brittany Murphy.
In the hotel at the Hard Rock Cafe.
That's a reference back
That's
to
Anna Nicole Smith.
Anna Nicole Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you get those two mixed up.
I don't know why I get the name because I said that
They
I
look
was
nothing alike. Their husbands look very
Yeah, but
different.
their names
Yeah.
both start with Anne.
Anna. Yeah. I
Yeah,
don't know.
and they're famous.
Yeah.
Not that story's worth telling.
Jesus, why do you say something
fucking
controversial?
ruined the
So you were talking before you had some, what did you have it? KFC nuggets?
Oh, yes.
Okay, so you were talking about did you have the vegan, are you vegan?
No.
Okay, so I'm not vegan either, but my wife's vegan.
Oh, wait, KFC has vegan
They have
nuggets?
Impossible Nuggets now.
Oh,
Yeah.
I watched a documentary on how Impossible burgers are worse for animals than real burgers. I think it was done by Big Meat, this documentary. But fuck me,
Big meat.
Big
Sounds
meat.
like a porn star.
a good documentary could really sway me. I'm like, I gotta eat cows to save the planet.
Yeah.
Well, it's like because the methane that goes up that they keep on saying is bad for the environment. They made a very good point. So we stop eating it. We just have loads of fucking cows. They don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
That's my stupid
also,
argument I came up with.
There's tons of environmental problems with veganism too.
Yeah, so we have it.
Let me tell you something. The environmental problem is humans.
Yeah,
It's not
exactly.
the other thing. It's like there's too
No,
many of us. So
but then they say-
but no matter what we do, we're using too many resources. It's a simple mathematical equation. We're always like, no, it's the cows. There's too many of us. And there's not enough resources. No matter what we're doing, whether we're eating meat, we're not eating meat, we're driving cars, we're gonna use wind. It doesn't matter because there's too many of us. And we're just fucking shit up.
the cows aren't. We're the problem with the cows because it's agriculture.
We're always the problem.
and it's
we're
fun.
always the problem.
Well, we are
Yeah.
always the problem. And but here's the thing, right? So with the 80% of cow methane in the world comes from India, and those cunts aren't eating the meat.
Nope.
And
They
so it's
yeah.
like
put
does this-
makeup on them
I
and
don't know
parade
if
them
this
down
is
the
I don't
street.
know if this is big meat talking, but it's so anyway. So my issue was I went to see Jackass with Jack.
Yeah.
Right.
Wait, hold on a second. Why did you get vegan nuggets
Yeah.
if you're not vegan? You just
Just I
want to.
try. I
You
figure if
try.
I don't just for the factory
how are they?
farming maybe. You know.
Impossible
Were they
to make them
good?
taste good.
They were the consistency was great, but
Oh.
I didn't think they tasted so Kentucky Fried Chickeny.
Yeah. That's
And
the thing.
the 11 different herbs and spices should be the fucking same.
But if it's fake, just load it up with extra crunchy. And I
Yeah.
was eating it. Plus, maybe I eat it too hot. You know, when you eat
Yeah.
food hot, you don't taste it. You're like, why
Yeah.
couldn't I wait? But anyway,
I think my dog just farted.
So
by the way.
I'm at-
Methane.
So I went
sure.
I went to the movies with Jack, and at the counter at the movies where they sell the popcorn, the concession stand, they said we now have Impossible Nuggets, right? And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And then I thought to myself, they never had regular nuggets.
Yeah. Why do we skip over the good
They
option?
skipped over regular nuggets straight to Impossible, and now I'm like, fucking nuggets are the best movie food
Yeah.
ever.
Oh my god!
Can you
yeah.
imagine?
Bite-sized bits of
Like
chicken.
a
in
popcorn
little-
chicken bucket.
You'll have
it's
to
like
do
a little carb.
You'll have to do
Yeah.
something with the
Yeah.
sauce. The sauce could get tricky and drip on you. You need to find a little thing to put in
you
the
get a
lid.
little bucket
nachos.
with
They
a-
do the nachos, right?
They do the nachos, yeah. But
And
it's
it's substantial. The chicken McNuggets are probably a little more substantial if you're
how,
hungry.
how did the like better than their shitty hot dogs or their pretzel, which is the
Right,
other
right.
hot food options?
Sometimes, like the nicer AMCs will do chicken strips and stuff, but strips are too big. You want the little. You want the
bite size.
chicken
bite size.
chicken nuggets should have been in popcorn chicken. It's in the fucking name.
I just shit myself. You
Popcorn.
screamed popcorn chicken. I mean, I
Yeah, you're
shit
very,
myself.
very excited about this.
Popcorn chicken. How
They have
hasn't-
to do that.
How that hasn't broken through into the cinema means that we're not doing anything in this world.
No.
So we're not.
Fuck.
Did you ever think that? You go, I'm not in the business. I have some ideas that I think I want to know if they've thought about it. Even if they don't do it, I want to go, yes, everything double stuff so far has done very well, right?
They want to do the short stocks on AMC. I'll tell you how to make AMC stock go through the fucking roof.
Popcorn
chicken.
What stuff is double stuff? Oreos.
Well, everything so far
women.
that's been double stuff has done good. Let's just start with that. You don't hear that many things. Yeah, we double stuffed, they didn't do good. But Oreos did good. Reese's Cups did good. Everything. What is going on at Pop-Tart?
Double stuff.
Double iced. Double iced.
double iced and double
It might not
stuff.
fit in a toaster though.
Yeah,
It will.
I'm not.
They got a thin profile.
Oh,
They'll
yeah,
fit.
yeah,
They'll
yeah.
If,
fit.
if they
bagel.
double stuff
Yeah.
it like Chipotle does, it's really only 1.5. When you get the double serving of
have
meat.
you guys, this is so American.
I
Have
agree
you
with you,
guys
Tom,
ever
because
had
I-
a Pop-Tart for breakfast?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
I used to have them every day at the Jeffrey
yeah,
show.
I was gonna say at your show. I used to.
Yeah,
have
that's
it.
when people eat them.
But you don't make, I consider it like a candy. Like a.
Yeah.
It's a
yeah,
dessert.
yeah.
It's a
I've
breakfast
got a lot
dessert.
of issues with breakfast.
It's
You
not,
know
it's
what?
not well rounded.
I think you just might have hit the nail. Who asked if we ever had it for breakfast?
I did.
Jim did.
Maybe that people can fool themselves now to think it's a breakfast item, and maybe they know that if they do it double stuffed, then we can't even make pretend this is
No,
breakfast.
because society has allowed donuts into breakfast.
Right.
You had a slice of cake, you're a madman.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Isn't that funny? That shouldn't be true, but it's
You can
so
have
fucking
you can have a
true.
muffin, not a cupcake.
You can't have a
You can have a donut. There's all these fucking breakfast
You can
rules.
have whatever you want.
Not if you're in an airport
What, are you gonna get
wandering
arrested?
around.
Oh yeah.
You can't. They don't sell it to you. They hold it back. You hold it back, man.
Airports, yeah.
Do you know those? If whoever does this, the listening audience or you are going to thank me. I know everyone has their ideas for food, but you know the doughy. They already have them. They're very doughy. They're Hawaiian bread. They're very soft and mushable.
Hawaiian bread filled with sugar.
Okay, I'm sure it's bad for you, but now they make pretzel rolls, and they're
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah,
believable.
pretzel
They're
rolls
good.
are amazing.
I've been going home. You can either get 6, 9, like
From the Hawaiian people.
yeah, from the Hawaiian people. You can either get 6, and then they're like the little sliders, or you can get 6 in a thing. They're a little bigger. They're like that. I've been going home and doing everything on them. I bought the chicken McNuggets home. I put those on there with some provolone cheese. I made peanut butter and jelly on it. They're
Yeah, pretzel roll is like anytime I eat a pretzel roll, I'm like, why am I not eating more of these? No, there's another bigger
Soft-
question
like,
there. Why am I not eating more?
Soft
Something
pretzels
like
are like my favorite snack, and you can't even get a soft pretzel at most places. Like that's
Well,
a movie theater, and that's basically
Wetzel Pretzels, the king.
Yeah,
it. Right,
it's at a
but that's always
mall.
in a mall. I'm not going to the fucking
Annie's,
mall.
Annie's is all right.
Yeah.
Do you know Wetzel pretzels? I only saw someone told me because you know how whenever you get a pretzel roll, Hawaiians are pretty good, but they stamp it like a pretzel, but it doesn't have the consistency in the dough. Well, they said, Wetzel's Pretzels makes a pretzel roll because they're at the airport. Probably they had to have a breakfast thing.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like, I've been waiting. I see one finally. I missed it by 20 minutes. They make so that's a real pretzel
At
roll.
Dodger
Right?
Stadium, you can get them.
I
Well,
bet it's so
But
good.
at Dodger Stadium,
Did they still have
the
that?
pretzel dogs where they wrap
Yeah,
it
the
around.
Wetzel pretzel dog.
But I
Yeah.
believe now with the stadium refurbishments, they got rid of it because my son's devastated because my
Oh my God, I used to love those.
is addicted to Wetzel's pretzels. But I'll
Yeah,
tell
it was
you,
a
I'll tell you
Wetzel
what's good with the
Pretzels
Wetzel because it's
dog,
so buttery. Get yourself a bit of Vegemite with a Wetzel's pretzel.
No.
How old's your
Vegemite.
son that likes Wetzel's pretzels?
9. He loves them.
He's right.
He loves them. We go to the mall. I sometimes have to go. You get a Wetzel's pretzel if you come out with me because my son doesn't want to come. I'm going to go down to the mall and buy some things and all that type of stuff. You'll get a Wetzel's pretzel. All right, I'll come.
Well, even they do it right. They do pretzel bites in that big cup with
Yeah,
the cheese that
that's
you
what I-
dip
They
it
do.
in.
I did the full size pretzel and I get myself a frozen lemonade and I sit there chewing on the lovely meal. Got all your essential amino acids to live.
Well rounded.
My favorite time is like when I'm at my best weight and I go to the airport and I can afford to eat. I won't feel stuffed because I'm not right at the brink. And I go nuts.
Yeah.
And I just eat and eat. I go to the airport 3 hours early and I love it. I just eat and then I see something else and I eat it and then I eat and I still feel good.
LAX isn't good eating.
When you said
Depends
you
what
can
terminal.
afford to
Yeah, it
eat, you
depends
meant
what terminal.
financially, right? Because airport food is fucking expensive
we're
as
both.
shit.
But no, I meant like, because I'm not.
You can spend $300 trying to make yourself full at the
But
airport.
if you stop off in Atlanta or something like that,
Minneapolis has a good
well,
one.
Minneapolis
has an
is a
amazing
food
airport.
hub.
Yeah. They got like iPads at all the tables.
I'll tell
Vegas
you
has
that
pretty good ones.
Cincinnati, you're shit out of luck. It's one of the worst airport. But who goes there?
But then occasionally you'll be in one like Kansas and it's just got like one little fucking stand called the Pilot Bar or some shit like that. And you're just like, what the fuck are you doing? And then there's that morning. If anyone should sell their whole menu, it's fucking airports because you're coming in sometimes from an international flight and it's not breakfast time to you and everyone's just doing breakfast foods. Does my fucking...
These are all points you had in that 420 Jim Jeffries.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
segment.
still angry about it.
I don't like
I'm glad
breakfast
it's consistent.
Yeah, it hasn't changed. My opinion hasn't changed. If I could change one thing in the world peace or breakfast, probably breakfast.
Food. Yeah.
Breakfast may cause
It
world
affects you
peace.
more.
I'll tell
Breakfast
you
does.
what, if Russia had better food, they wouldn't be fucking invading. But everything's boiled potato and fucking pierogies. And I like a pierogi, but they're not an everyday meal.
How dare you?
And then anytime you say that, a Russian person, like previous even this invasion, but if you say something to a Russian person, like, oh no, you have to have this dish. And I'm like, if you have to explain someone what dish they have to have from your country, it's not good food.
Yeah, if you can
Like,
pick
there's never-
one dish
yeah.
that you're like,
No,
you
no,
No
must
one's
try.
ever like a taco. I've never even heard of that.
They've just shut down the McDonald's. Remember when McDonald's first got to Moscow? It was like in the early 90s, and they go, Russia's got McDonald's. And people were lined up down the fucking block 6 hours to get a fucking Big Mac. But now they got rid of like 60,000 employees. They closed all the McDonald's down.
No breakfast anymore.
Yeah,
all day.
how are they getting
Not
an
even
egg?
the Egg McMuffin.
Yeah, the Egg McMuffin's the best thing they have.
Oh, I don't
Did you
like
ever
Tastes
get-
like grass to me.
No, it's great.
You don't
It's
like
great.
it?
You
Get
got
out
to
of
put the
here.
hot mustard from the little thing.
Get
That's
out
how
of
I
there.
do.
Get out of here right now.
Yeah, it's my favorite breakfast.
If you want a
Jack in the Box
hamburger
way
with an
better.
egg on it,
I'm going to tell you something really dodgy because really, I'll tell you really dodgy just in a sec. Now, so I gave up pork for my wife, right? And so I don't eat the Egg McMuffins anymore because it's got a little bit of ham on there. But my wife thinks the sausage Egg McMuffin is a beef patty. So it's the only pork that I eat in front
She
of
doesn't
her.
listen to the Patreon?
She's not to hear this.
That's a loophole.
Listeners, no one spoil this.
Yeah, don't bloody ruin it for me. It's the only pork I get.
Wait, so you were saying an egg on a burger? Where?
oh, you can do it either way, but you can either get a burger. I just get a burger, ask for nothing on it. I just want it as clean as possible. I get the bun.
From
I don't-
McDonald's?
Yeah, I don't want to ask for it without a roll. So I just go, can I plain burger? Nothing. Then I take that burger, whatever it is, and I put it on the Egg McMuffin. And then you have a burger with a piece of ham and a real cracked egg. And it's good. If you want the other bread as your bread, you just put the Egg McMuffin onto the other sandwich. But I like
I like the Egg McMuffin.
hamburger, English muffin, ham, and a piece of cheese and an egg. It's really
My
good.
pretty good
I get a
because you're
sausage
right,
Egg
you
McMuffin.
get-
I put a bit of hash brown in there.
Yeah, you got it.
Smother it in their hot mustard in the thing. That's me.
The
That's
hot
me.
mustard?
The hot mustard's my breakfast mustard.
Do you know,
breakfast
you just said put the
mustard.
hash brown in there. I'm so hungry that I wanted
I know,
the
I
hash
haven't
brown to
eaten
be
yet
an
today.
appetizer. So I take half the hash brown, eat it, just so I can eat it right away. Like
No,
break-
you break half of it off and put the other one sticks out. Or you do my other trick, buy 2 hash browns.
yeah.
These are so many good
Innovative.
life hacks.
Oh, the dog! Look.
Yeah, he loves
Yeah,
you now.
he is friendly. He just, you know.
He just doesn't like when people are standing
I
near
know.
him.
Yeah, there you go.
He's really doesn't have any object permanence. You could be sitting and petting him. As soon as you stand up, he's going to fucking kill you.
I got something I want to talk about. So I got a guy came over to my house to baby proof the place. Now I want to do this while my wife's away because if my wife has her way, this our house will be made of Nerf.
And
Right?
at the same time that your piano's being tuned. So
Yeah,
there's a
yeah,
guy
yeah.
just going ding, ding, ding,
Yeah,
ding, 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 ding,
So
ding.
this guy comes around, he sees my house and just sees dollar signs. There's so many cupboards and
Yeah.
stuff. He's just like, and I go, I just want this area. This is where the baby's going to be kept. Because I've had another child. I know you can sort of pin them off in an area and go, that's your area when you.
Yeah.
And then he goes, oh, you'll need a door on the stairs, a door on this, a door on that. And then he goes, oh, do you want me to latch all these cupboards? And I'm like, no, I don't want you to do any of this.
Yeah.
I don't want you to make my whole life harder.
Yeah.
That every single thing I pull, I have to go like this. Tell me what I need. Don't ask me what I want because I want you to leave. Right?
And I want to not pay you thousands of dollars.
I don't want to, because he's like, you need a gate on the stairs and a gate, 2 gates on the stairs. Well, if you don't have a gate at the top, you don't have a gate at the bottom, blah, 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 blah. And then like the gate's like $500 for the nice ones that retract, that aren't like big sort of thing. It's like $1,000 for these fucking gates.
Well, then you could put the baby just on the stairs and then you have
So
it blocked
I
up.
said you can do all the cupboards in this area. You can do this coffee table around the rim so he doesn't chock his head because I've seen that happen. Right, that's a real problem when they're just starting to walk and they bash their head in the corner. And then he's like, "Yeah, okay, so I'll put latches on all the toilets," and I'm like, "You're not, right?" And he goes, "It's so the baby can't get into the water really fastly, so they have to move a thing. They can't hurt their finger on the thing, and they can also drown." And I go, first of all, I have to get in there fastly. I don't, and
Sometimes it's an emergency.
and if my kid's so fucking dumb that the little cunt drowns in the fucking
That's
in the
natural
toilet,
selection.
yeah, I'll just be like, he wasn't the good one. I'll be feeling like this guy, the idiot drowned in the toilet. I don't know. Like he would have, like there's only this much water. He would have had to smash faces.
Yeah, how would they?
It's like the logistics. They're saying, oh, the baby can't climb over things. And now it's drowning in the toilet. Get the fuck out of here.
He'd have to be drunk to drown in the toilet. He'd have to be vomiting and then his head falls in the toilet. I don't know.
But also the toilet's up to here in his chest. He has to, it's not like he would trip over and then tumble. He's in the toilet. So my toilets, they're open for the public.
I've never seen a toilet guard in my life.
No.
It's like a little, plastic lid that you just flip off and then you can lift up and then you flip it back over and it's like,
yeah,
fuck.
and that like hits you in the nuts when you're down there.
Well, most of it's fingers because the kids, and it's like, that's how you learn.
Yeah.
That's how you learn. They're not going to break their fingers and they'll, I won't bloody touch that thing again.
I've slammed my, do you remember when I slammed my fingers in the van door when I was little? Like, yeah, that I'm not worried about a toilet.
I remember my son Hank several times falling into a toilet and just us taking photos because his legs were up around here. He said, well, stay there.
Like, he's not going to drown. We'll be there to take the pictures right before we pull him out.
There was you're talking about sort of upselling you. I forget who the comedian was, but he goes, he was having an alarm put in his house. And he goes, and the guy's like, as he's leaving, he sees a window like all the way up in the garage, like a teeny little window. He goes, hey, you want to put an alarm on there? And he's like, I don't think so. He goes, I just hate to see a burglar get in and get his big meaty hands all over that little lady, that wife of yours. What? And he's like, or something like that. That was the joke. And he goes, all right, I'll put an alarm up there, but using scare tactic. I hate to see a guy get in there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't want that to happen. Man, can you edit that out? I was doing good. That's what I get for stealing jokes. I can't even credit the comedian. We started doing a thing with the band on the road that I do a Brody Stevens joke, and I go, that's a tribute to Brody. He's dead. What are you going to do with his jokes? He's dead, folks. So who else is going to do them? I'm trying to, don't get upset with me. I go, and I let the band do jokes. People are died. So like you'll do like, let's say you do whoever, John Mulaney, and I'll let you do the joke. I'll go, wait, John Mulaney isn't dead. You'll go, he's dead to me. I go, okay, that's okay too. So I figured out a way to do other comedians' jokes and stretch out my show.
That's brilliant.
He's dead to me.
And he was in rehab for a while. So.
That's true.
Oh, don't get me started.
What?
I've known a lot of cocaine addicts. He's not a cocaine addict. He might have taken it a bit, but it weathers the skin. That's the freshest looking man I've ever seen. That's a man who's had 8 hours every night for fucking weeks and for years, right? I know a lot of coke heads. He might have taken some coke. He might have wanted to not let it get out of hand, and I'm all for improving yourself, but no. Remember
we were looking
Prove it, John.
We were looking at.
Let me see.
Let me see you snort.
I don't know the guy. I got nothing against the guy. I think he's a very good comedian, and from all reports, a really nice fella.
Yeah.
I have nothing against the guy. I'm just saying.
I think he might have been doing like pills and stuff too.
Yeah, I think it was beyond just that.
Yeah. I think it was a
you
group,
fucking
a group
Americans, bloody Americans with you're all going into rehab.
I'm not. Rehab is for quitters.
No, but you're always
technically true.
It's you can take a bit of coke. Maybe you party too hard for a month. It doesn't mean you're a fucking cocaine addict. The guy was hosting Saturday Night Live fucking 7 times a week.
Maybe he just wanted a vacation.
I do Vicodin every night. I don't have a problem.
Yeah. And Todd's 24.
I'm 24
See
years
what it'll
old.
do to you?
You look amazing.
I look good.
I might get in trouble because now I'm ragging on a comic. I'm not ragging on a comic. I'm saying he looks really good.
Yeah, it's a compliment.
I'm trying to compliment the guy. The
You
guy's
can't even compliment
The
anybody.
guy's really handsome and well put together, and he seems to be very smart. All my cokehead friends aren't that well put together.
Wow.
He's the best
my
of the
gosh.
bunch.
You have to show them
Are they
that.
growling?
No, he's
okay.
great.
What is
He's really. Jim, I was just looking up a picture because I remember we were looking at pictures one day and you were like, there was like you're on a red carpet and you look terrible.
Yeah,
Looked
yeah.
like it. But for whatever reason, I just Googled you, and that's the picture I found.
Yeah.
Let me see.
This is a picture of Jim
I was doing
Jeffrey.
Andy Warhol
I
things.
just sent it to.
You know what? He looks good to me. I always think I look horrible. That's
Is
why I
that a
buzz my hair. I was get tired of combing my.
Is that
I
a
don't wanna
scarf?
worry about
It
it.
was-
It's like a mini scarf.
I was doing a lot of like sort of campy, sort of holding
That looks
dogs.
like a porn.
No, it was
photo.
meant to be
Okay.
that. It was
Okay.
it was for a poster.
Okay.
It wasn't. I don't think I look great. It was for a poster for a thing, and it was one of the options. And so I did like the Andy Warhol thing, and they were gonna, so that's the Elvis Andy Warhol picture.
You should post that on your Instagram.
I found a cool
No. I try to ignore these things from my past. I try to move on. Now you know where my night terrors come from, Kelly. And now you're like, you should fucking do that again.
Yeah, that's true. The internet is terrible too.
I have to go.
No, it's funny.
Is that rude?
No, of course not.
Hey,
All right.
stop growling.
Thank you. It was
Thanks for
fun.
Yeah, thanks for
Todd.
coming.
And we don't spend enough time together. We always talk about you. Jack Hackett, I want to put it out there. He's one of the best people in the world.
He's all right.
He's great.
You don't spend
He's a
as
good
much
energy.
time with him as me.
I needed new friends. That's why about a month before I met Jack, I go, all my friends, they can't do anything anymore. I'm making new friends. And I told my old friends that. I go, I'm making new friends. Then Jack started hanging out. I met Cam. I'm like, I don't need my fucking old friends
Yeah,
anymore.
when am I coming back to
Jack,
the house?
Anytime.
All right.
not the same as it always was, Jack.
You couldn't work for a blind person and get away with this shit.
My brother was an assistant to a blind person for the Royal Blind Society in Australia, and it was a charity, And this guy, Scott, wasn't, I think, the best worker. He was about 19 when he got this job. I think I've told this story. So this blind guy, Scott had to do like auction brochures, like win this boat and all this type of stuff. And he had to tell the blind guy, like, yeah, it looks pretty good. I don't think he was doing great work, right? So this guy wanted to find Scott. He really hated Scott. He yelled at him. So Scott was in trouble all the time. So he'd come out of his office to the little, secretary office where Scott was sitting, and he'd go like this, Scott, like that, and Scott would just sit quietly because he didn't want to fucking talk to the guy who'd be in trouble. So he just sit there, and he goes, the guy caught on to, because one time he came up to the chair and started swinging up.
He's like, I can smell your fear.
and then a pen falls on the ground. Scott's like, I've just walked in. How are you?
Who are you fighting? He's a
Oh
ghost.
my God, that is visually just
I'll
like a dog almost.
just say this. Why don't we just sign off here with? Well, we were going to say goodbye while you're sitting. You know, just that. I mean, it's very formal. So, but
Right.
I'm just kidding.
I have to go back to finish.
I'm gonna see you
Thanks for
tonight,
being here.
brother.
Thanks for being here, Todd.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, come on.